Good morning, everybody. The time is 9:04 a.m. and it is Thursday, February 24th, 2022. And I'm calling to order this meeting of the Alameda County Healthy Homes Department's Joint Powers Authority Board of Directors. At this time, can we please take the roll call, Madam Secretary?
Director Hardy. Director Hardy.
She's muted.
She's muted, yeah.
Let's call the rest of the roll.
Okay, alternate Savas or Director Brown. Absent. Director Vela.
Here.
Director Wenra.
Present.
Director Gallo.
Present.
Director Bowders.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. One last chance. Member Hardy, if you are able to unmute and just let us know that you're present, please. Okay, we will, it's pressing *6 to unmute yourself if you're looking for an answer to that, how to do that.
Okay.
Are you here?
Hello.
Hi, Member Hardy, you're here. Thank you for being present today. Okay. We'll move now into the announcement for this agenda. This meeting is being conducted via teleconference pursuant to provisions that exempt us from sections of the Brown Act under Assembly Bill 361. During the COVID pandemic, the board has the opportunity to conduct meetings via teleconference, provided that every 30 days it makes a finding by a majority of the board that a set of circumstances still exist, which allow us and necessitate us meeting virtually to avoid the transmission of COVID. That item will be on the agenda today, as it has been each month. If the majority of the board still finds that the circumstances warrant remote meeting, we will continue remote meeting every 30 days until either the state lifts the state of emergency or until this board determines that health factors in the community do not necessitate doing so. At this time, I'll entertain public comment. Members of the public who wish to comment for an item not on this agenda will be afforded 3 minutes to do so. I see no hands raised. Ladisa, did we receive any written comments for this meeting?
No comments.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move now to agenda item number 3, which is our AB 361 resolution, which allows us to continue meeting for the next 30 days via teleconference. Is there any public comment on this item?
No public comment.
Okay, is there any discussion? Seeing none, is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Okay, motion by Vice Chair Gallo, second by Director Wengraf to approve the resolution. Please call the roll.
Director Hardy.
Here.
Director Hardy, is this a yes/no vote on whether you'd like to continue meeting via teleconference? Is this a yes vote?
Yes.
Okay, yes is recorded.
Director Brown or alternate Savas. Absent. Director Vela.
Aye.
Vela, aye. Director Wenra.
Aye.
Wenra, aye. Director Gallo.
Aye.
Gallo, aye. Director Bowders.
Aye.
Bowders, aye.
Okay, thank you. The resolution is approved. Moving on to agenda item number 4, which is our meeting minutes for January 27th, 2022. Was there any comment received on these minutes?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, seeing no public comment, there's a motion by Director Wengraf and a second by Vice Chair Gallo to approve these minutes. Please call the roll.
Director Hardy.
Present.
Director Hardy, would you like to vote yes or no on approving the minutes? Director Hardy, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, would you like to vote yes or no on approving the minutes?
Yes.
Okay, I would vote recorded, please.
Hardy, aye. Director Brown or alternate Savas. They're absent. Director Vela.
Aye.
Vela, aye. Director Wenra.
Aye.
Wenra, aye. Director Bowders.
Aye.
Bowders, aye. Director Gallo.
Aye.
Gallo, aye.
Okay, the minutes have been approved. We'll move now to agenda item number 5, which is the director's report. Dale?
Thank you. Good morning, directors. I'm Dale Hagan, Assistant Deputy Director for Housing Services with the Healthy Homes Department. Larry Brooks is not available today as he's appearing on a national panel addressing diversity in code enforcement. So the first item of the director's report is an update on the department's EPA renovation, repair, and painting training accreditation. We have submitted our reaccreditation application to the EPA. That allows us to provide the one-day renovation, repair, and painting certification training. The EPA has warned us that it can take them up to 6 months to review. In the meantime, we are going to be providing a lead safety training based on this curriculum to participants in the 16-week construction training provided by the Cypress Mandela Training Center. And I also wanted to note that Channel 7 did a segment on Cypress Mandela's pre-apprenticeship green construction training program. And I just want to say that they provide a strong support and framework for us to provide lead safety training for their construction trainees. One of the trainees that appeared in the segment, Beatrice Andong, was the only one to score 100% on her certification exam in the class that she took. And if you are interested in this, we can share the link to this program for you. Also related to the EPA's renovation, repair, and painting rule, EPA is proposing a change to the rule that's expected to increase the responsibilities for property management companies. EPA is proposing to withdraw guidance that provided broad exemptions for property managers under the rule, treating them more as owner representatives. Now the EPA is saying that because of the dangers and that RRP is important for safe property management, that they are withdrawing those guidances and they're going to evaluate property managers to see whether they fall under the RRP guidelines on a case-by-case basis. We're working with our partner, the East Bay Rental Housing Association, to provide information about this change to property managers and property owners, doing a presentation. We will also post a version of that presentation to our website. Any questions on either of those items?
Are there any questions from directors about either of the items presented? Okay, seeing none. Are there additional items in the director's report, Dale?
Yes.
ahead.
This is regarding the Fruitvale Lead and Soil Community Project. As Councilmember Gaio previously mentioned, students from Life Academy High School and United for Success Middle School in Fruitvale did a lead and soil testing project, testing soil around the school, in the neighborhood, and at Peralta Hacienda Historical Park. They were supported by the nonprofit Frontline Catalysts Youth Environmental Justice Organization, the Friends of Peralta Hacienda Historical Park, and the East Bay Academy for Young Scientists. On January 12th, I and several other people, including Ken Lupoff from Councilmember Gaio's office, attended a presentation from the students at the Peralta Hacienda Park on their findings. And we are planning a presentation from the students to our department staff meeting as well. They have also expressed a desire to present their findings to bodies such as this JPA board, and your board at the last meeting requested that a presentation be scheduled. So with your permission, we'd like to schedule a presentation from the students at the next JPA meeting. And I just would have to say that there was a very impressive group of students, you know, strong leaders for our future. And I think it was a very worthwhile project that they did, and well worth our time to, you know, hear their voices. So we would like to schedule that for the next JPA meeting, if that's okay with you.
Okay, are there any questions about this item, or is everyone agreeable to having this presented at the next JPA meeting? See head nods.
Yes, I want to applaud the work by the student body and by our teachers. And when you hear the information that they prepared and presented, you will be, you know, it's an honor to have the young people engaged in the community. And so thank you for being able to schedule the item. Thank you.
Okay, so that's direction to bring that back at the March meeting. Okay, are there other items in the report?
That ends my report.
Okay, are there any public comments on the director's report, Lydia?
Public comment?
No public comment. Are any members who wish to discuss the director's report? Okay, Gail, thank you for that very succinct director's report. And we have looks like a good item to come back to have a more full discussion on in March.
Thank
So
you.
with that, I will move to item 6, which is the mid-year budget report. April.
Good morning. April
Morning.
Williamson with the Alameda County Healthy Homes Department, Assistant Deputy Director. I'll be presenting our mid-year budget report. In your packets is a 4-page report. The first 3 pages are detailed line item of where we are through December of 2021. I will be directing my comments on today on the summary page, which is on page 8. Ludisa, can you share screen? Please.
Give me a moment.
Okay. Okay.
Joy is the host right now. Hold on.
Oh, okay. But I'll start my comments talking about, because it is in your packet, the summary page, and I'm going to be speaking a few comments from. Basically, one of the things that I wanted to highlight on the revenue side is our lead hazard control grant. I believe, Larry spoke about this before, challenges in recruitment. So that's why it's only showing we've been able to draw down 31% of what we had projected for the year. We have started a lot more aggressive recruitment strategies to bring in more units to bring that number up. And so with things opening up in the community, we are hoping that we will be able to make much more headway with our lead hazard control grant. I'll pause. Any questions on that? I don't want to talk too fast. No, not seeing it. Okay. Also, I want to draw attention to the contract cities. We have 2 contracts with for minor home repair in Oakland and Union City, and those. Well, thank you so much, Lee. And both of those contracts were signed late in the year, November and December respectively. So we weren't able to draw down any funds. However, our staff has been at the ready to catch up with that. And I believe in speaking with Dale, we'll be very close to being able to pull down the majority of those funds, if I'm correct, Dale, right? By
Yes.
June. So that we won't lose any money with the late start. We hope to make up some ground. So that's not a concern on the revenue side there. And I also wanted to, on the supplemental funding, that is the lead settlement funds. We weren't able to spend any money for the first 6 months of the year because the board just approved expenditures for lead settlement on February 1st. So that's why that's a 0. But we're happy to be able to get started with that. With that, I'll pause at revenue. Any questions on anything I've spoken of or any other revenue items?
Anybody have questions on revenue items or the grants?
No. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so looking at expenses, I just wanted to, again, just highlight a couple of items there for discretionary and non-discretionary. They're a little behind in expenditures, but that's only because that the timing of when many of the charges that the internal service fund charge are behind, but that doesn't mean that they won't charge. So that won't necessarily be any savings to us. They will capture all of those funds by the end of the year. And again, lead hazard control grant line items is a little behind, but I've spoken about that, but we're encouraged that we'll be able to catch up on that with all of our recruitment strategies that we're working on. And with that concludes my mid-year budget report. Any questions?
Thank you. Are there any questions about the mid-year budget report? See none. Is there public comment on the mid-year budget report, Ludisa? Okay, seeing none. The only question I guess the comment question I have, April, is there anything looking at the year to date, right? It can be deceiving, as you mentioned, about the time in the year in which some of these things come in. Is there any reason to believe that any of these will underperform on the revenue side at the end of the fiscal year that we should be worried about?
No, the biggest one is the lead hazard control, but since that's a multi-year grant that goes through 2023, we have time to catch up. So I'm not so concerned about it for this particular year overall, certainly, but that's the only one I'm a little bit concerned about, and we're working on that.
Okay, yeah, because at some point you run so far down the clock. I run on a grant cycle at a nonprofit. And if you have a 2-year grant, and you fall into the second year and you have over half the grant to make up, it can become hard to fill the time at the grant build.
But that is the one that we are all concerned about, actually. But
okay,
so we've got a special team put together to do a lot more aggressive strategies for recruitment, actually. So we're working on that constantly. So that will be the only one, Director Brown.
okay. Anybody else? Okay, if we could end this screen share, please. Thank you. And that will conclude the mid-year budget update. That moves us to the January monthly report. Ladise?
There are no comments or highlights for the monthly report.
No comments or highlights for the monthly report. Okay. Is there anybody who wishes to comment on the monthly report or the month of January? It was a non-rainy month. It could have been better. Is there public comment on the monthly report in January?
No public comment.
Okay, then the monthly report discussion is over. And that moves us to agenda item number 8, which is future agenda items. Does any member have a request for a future agenda item? We've already noted that we're going to have the presentation by the youth in the month of March. It seems like a sufficient future agenda item for now. Is there anything else that people would like to talk about on a future month? Okay, seeing none. Is there public comment on the future agenda items?
No comment.
Okay, that means we'll move to number 9, which is announcements by members of the board. Are there any directors who wish to make an announcement today about anything? Director Guy, you look like you had it on the tip of your tongue and then you walked it back. That's okay. That's
No, no,
okay.
thank you. I'm just excited to have the students come make a presentation. Their information is very informative. And also I have a city council closed session in a couple of minutes, but thank you for all the work you should do. Thank you.
You're very welcome, and we'll get you there in a couple minutes. The only question I have is how long is the presentation? So when I talk to Larry about agenda setting, I don't have a really long director's report ahead of students. Do you know how long theirs is?
We've had, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, we can get that information for you, to make sure that we schedule the time with you. Normally, I mean, what I saw, I attended the school presentation as well. It takes about 10 minutes.
Okay. Gail and Ladise, in developing the agenda with Larry for next month, I would like to request that this item precede the director's report in the agenda so that these young people are not waiting for us to go through all of our other items, and we honor their time and respect them with a front in the agenda.
And we're going to forward you the written report that they put together. Thank you.
Great. That'd be great. If we could have that come out with the agenda packet, I would appreciate that.
Good.
Okay. Any other announcements? February is almost over. That's the announcement. And that moves us to 9:22 p.m. and we are adjourned. Thank you all for making quick work of the business today. Good luck in your closed session, and the rest of you, I'll see you around or at our next meeting. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.